Okay, this lesson for our Cornet Project class, we'll look at a text, Matthew 19:14. In the text, parents were bringing their toddlers, infants, to Jesus so that he might pray for them. Disciples of Christ, uh, males, particularly the inner circle apostles, if you will, forbidding them to come. And Jesus made these statements, or made this statement about it, and it says, uh, but the Jesus, this is the post positive conjunction here, but the Jesus, Apin, very common here, you all know this one well. Apin said, let's just set that off. He said, fete. So he said, permit, that's aorist imperative, permit, aorist active, permit ta paidia kai. Now this would be what we would call like toddlers, the toddlers. I'll just put that there. And then we can recall that in some religious circles it became famous, a phrase called vipers and diapers. And that's one of the things about the energy and the controversies and issues that we find in the religious world, and people import things into the text. So you could ask yourself, well, why would Jesus permit vipers in diapers, if you will? And those are just some of the gaffes. And then he said, may not. And then this word here, liete, and do not be, this is present active imperative, be forbidding, alta, them, elfane, aorist infinitive, to come, pros, towards me. There. And then he said, tone, of the, I need to capitalize it, of the ones, and here's that post-positive conjunction for of the ones. Then we have this interesting term here, toi uton, and it's these particular ones. So of these ones, and we'll put, and they have such, I'll just put as, I have to insert it as these ones. There we go. For of these particular ones, such as these ones, speaking of the toddlers, Astain is a basileia, the kingdom tone of the uranon, and that's plural heavens. But this is one of those texts, like we say, to find interest in the Koine Greek, which is difficult to find. Hardly anyone wants to bother. And it's certainly difficult, as you all have done the work and given all this time to sort this out. And you have noticed things like this. But when you hear arguments out there and you hear people say little devils, speaking of infants and toddlers, and then of course, vipers in diapers became a crude expression. I've heard that for years, and I really don't know to where that goes in attribution. To whom do we attribute that? I know that certain Calvinists have said things like that, and yet we have text that make it quite difficult for us to reconcile such an assertion to Jesus' insistence, because he said strong permit very absolutely now, very emphatically, if you will, permit the toddlers and do not be forbidding them to come towards me. So he said, for of the ones, these particular in this text, of course, and then such as these ones is the kingdom of the heavens. So it's quite a contrast in what we hear, and it's an opportunity to look at a text, use your Koine Greek, and then notice this would be an unusual thing for Jesus to say, although there's much here could be said, lessons we could go on and on about. However, this is enough. Just ask yourself, why would Jesus permit vipers in diapers, or command that vipers in diapers be permitted to come to him? So you have a blessed day. Enjoy this lesson.